Dear brothers and sisters, for the past 2 weeks and the weekdays, we have not been able to celebrate Masses together. I hope you have the opportunity to participate through watching the live streams at the cathedral or by some other priests celebrating Masses. Today is Ash Wednesday, beginning of the Lent season. Take this opportunity to say a few words to encourage you, and hopefully in a few weeks' time we will be able to resume our celebration of the Eucharist as a community in the church. The season of Lent lasts for 40 days, from Ash Wednesday to Palm Sunday. This is a time where the church invites us to look at the reality of pain, suffering, disasters, hardships in our life. In the Old Testament, the most painful experience for the Jews was their being persecuted and exploited in Egypt. And then Moses led them out of Egypt. And for 40 years, they wandered in the wilderness. That's why the number 40 becomes a symbol of hardships and difficulties. In our human history, we experience other kinds of disasters. Some are man-made, like the World War I and II. Some are natural disasters, like the tsunami, earthquake, and things like that. Then, of course, recently this experience of the coronavirus epidemic is threatening the lives of many people. At a personal level, we have experienced sickness, separations, conflicts, interpersonal strife, failures, etc. All these are experiences of pains and sufferings. We can respond to them in a very negative way by complaining, cursing, and denying, and perhaps making ourselves falling into the state of anxiety and depression or anger. Or we can learn to deal with them with the wisdom and grace of God. The book of Joel speaks of the pestilence when there was a huge invasion of locusts in the land of Israel. And Prophet Joel interpreted that as a punishment from God and calling the people to repentance. We do not agree completely with Joel that such disasters as the invasion of locusts, the plague of locusts, is a punishment from God. Perhaps to some extent it may be, but we cannot jump to that conclusion. Yet at the same time, we know that at times pains and sufferings are due to human faults, failures, and sin. At a personal level, when someone becomes addicted with drugs, alcohol, or gambling, that can bring great pain and sufferings to the families, and of course to himself or herself. And we know that suffering may be due to sin. Yet at the same time, in some other instances, like why am I afflicted with cancer? Why is there a tsunami, etc.? We can't fully explain that. But whether suffering is due to sin or not, the key is that in all situations, we want to seek God's wisdom and grace. We want to come close to Him so that with God in our life, we have the wisdom, we have the courage to be able to confront the reality of sufferings in life. We need to seek God, come close to Him, let Him be our light and our guide, and continue to adopt a positive attitude to deal with the pains of life and to also extend a helping hands to those around us so that we can work together to elevate sufferings. Today's Gospel reading mentioned about 3 traditional spiritual exercises that the Israelites and today the church recommends: almsgiving, prayer, and fasting. In the days to come during this season of Lent, we will have opportunity to expound on these themes further. We will explain them progressively. Meanwhile, the whole essence of the season of Lent is an invitation to us to face the reality of hardships in life. As mentioned, we can't explain fully why God permits sufferings. But we do know one thing certainly, that God so loves the world that He sent His only Son, Jesus. He came among us to shed in our human conditions. He Himself endured misunderstanding, persecutions, and eventually He was nailed to the cross and died for us. So today, whether we are facing personal or social, national hardships, let us be aware that God is with us. Jesus is always here in our midst to help us to carry the crosses of life. Knowing that Jesus is with us, we will have the strength, the wisdom, and a positive attitude to work together to overcome any difficulties that we may experience in life. I look forward in the coming days, hopefully as soon as possible, where we'll be able to resume celebrating Masses in the main church together. God bless. Thank you.